So welcome back to, again, another episode of Hidden Gems. And with me is the beautiful Miss Lisa Seward. Am I pronouncing your name?
Seward. Yeah.
Seward, okay.
Yeah.
Lisa Seward. Obviously, I'm getting to know Lisa.
Yes.
And I've been coming to the church for a few years now, and I see you and your husband.
Right.
Which we will have him here soon. He's working, so we weren't able to do it this time. But I just basically want to get to know you, and let's start with, I've noticed how you guys serve on Pizza Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
So they have this thing here at Faith Worship Center, and it's called Pizza Sunday, and I had never heard of that before, and I absolutely think that it is a beautiful thing that you guys do. Tell me a little bit about how that, because you and your husband started it, correct?
Well, I don't know that we even came up with the idea. It might have been Serena. I'm not sure who came up with the idea, but we do it as part of the hospitality team, and really what makes it special for us is that it kind of brings everybody together. I feel like this there's a lot of people that commute from various distances, and we don't always get a chance to talk. So the Pizza Sunday is nice because you can come and not have to worry about scurrying home to make dinner for your family or lunch for your family. And you can come and get pizza and salad and desserts and, drinks and sit with everyone and kind of catch up, kind of be able to talk a little bit, which we don't always get to do. Because I think one of the most important things about a church is that it should be a family, and it's harder nowadays. I think in 2025, you have to really be intentional about relationship. So I love that the church does this. It's one of the things that we do all together like that. Have a lot of fun with it, and I have a great team. The hospitality team, probably about 6 or 7 wonderful men and women who like to come and help. And we'll bake and do just about anything from setup to cooking to tear down and serving, and they're great. They've got it on a system now. It's actually really nice. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh gosh, I should know that. It's been a while. I've always loved, like if we have a meal at the church, it feels good. You can pull in people that wouldn't necessarily ever otherwise feel included if you are doing a meal together. I don't know why that is, but something about everybody contributing and bringing something and sharing, and it creates a really nice atmosphere. I think that's really important. So we started just helping with different events several years ago. I think we started here at the church at 2017, I think.
Okay.
And
so you and your husband are the head of the hospitality team.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, but we're all, everybody does the same thing. So we're basically just the person that talks it out. But
okay.
Everybody participates, and it's great. Really.
So
great.
how long have you and your husband been attending this church?
I think since about 2017.
Oh, that's when you first started.
Yeah,
I thought that's when you first started the hospitality.
Oh no. I want to say, well, how we first got involved was just if the church was doing something that had an event like that, then we were like, oh, how can we help out? Because we did stuff like that at our previous church, and it's always been something kind of fun. I love making things special for different things like holidays, and I don't know. I always wanted it to be that way for my kids. And now my kids are grown and gone pretty much. Yeah. But I think it's really nice to have that for families. Yeah. I love watching the children, worship on Sundays. I don't know, you know what I mean, with the flags and dancing.
Yeah.
I love preparing opportunities where the kids will remember at my church, we used to do this, and we used to have this special thing on Sundays, and we used to, you know what I mean? I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, there's other people on the hospitality hospitality team that feel the same way. It's really important to create those moments that are special and meaningful for families. So.
Well, so did you grow up yourself in the church?
I did, yep. I knew the Lord as early as elementary school. We were in the Catholic Church, but my mom, she just loved the Lord so much, and she was in the middle of the charismatic renewal in the 70s.
Yeah.
And so that had a real strong influence on our family and on myself and my brother. My sister was 10 years behind us, so not so much for her. But
okay. Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And I have a brother that's 2 years younger than me and a sister that's 10 years younger than me. So, but my mom really invited the Holy Spirit to be a very present and central part of our life, and so we grew up with that.
Here in this area?
We're in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Yeah,
okay.
We lived in Manchester. We were going to a Catholic church for a long time, and then she had her experience with the Lord, and she came out of the Catholic Church.
Can I just quickly ask about that?
Sure.
Because there's multiple people that are in this environment that come from the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Is that I forgive me, I don't know a lot about Catholicism or Catholic beliefs, but I'm sensing that here on the East Coast that's pretty prominent.
I think so. I think especially in the Northeast. Yeah,
okay.
I would say so. I'm not sure about the more southern states, but I know up here
it is.
There were a lot of Catholic families.
So is that, so you said you were in middle school. Is that about the time that your mom was filled with the Holy Spirit?
She actually was filled with the Holy Spirit when I was in elementary school, and we came out of the Catholic Church during that period. And although there were so many great things happening in the Catholic Church at that time.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being in the sanctuary of a Catholic church, and the whole right side of the church just all fell out under the power of the Holy Spirit
during a mass.
Yeah, there was a guest. Priest there. His name was Father Diorio, and he was baptized in the Holy Spirit. And I just remember being a little girl and sitting on the pew and just weeping, but also laughing. And
so renewal was happening.
It really was, and watching everybody go down, and it was so great because there was so much freedom and so much love.
So because you were so young at that time, maybe you don't know this answer, but in the Catholic Church that wasn't.
It wasn't common.
Okay.
No. I think I have a lot of love for the Catholic community, and I know so many Catholic people that really are hungry, and but I think that a lot of it can become tradition, and so if the personal relationship isn't there, it's just, kind of like a heritage.
Going through the motions without. But that can happen in the charismatic church as well.
For sure.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
That's the same type of thing.
Yeah.
In the Catholic Church, though, help me again, I'm sorry to be on this one point, but I am fascinated that so many people come from that here in this faith worship center.
Right.
That it's intriguing to me. But there has to be some good foundation as far as teaching the word.
I mean, I think that, if you would say the statements of faith, there were a lot of similarities.
Okay.
But I mean, there's definitely, I feel like we reached for more, and that's why we came out.
Got you.
And I don't know, I mean, I can't really speak to what's happening in the Catholic Church now, but I know we were just so hungry to just be learning. We were trying to gobble up everything we could, and it just felt like the windows of heaven were open, and my mom was going for it. And she was taking us with her. And so I just remember being a little girl and being so excited about my Jesus, and feeling feeling kind of like I was always in a bubble of his favor and protection.
Wow.
And I remember, when I was in grade school, praying with the nuns, praying in tongues with the nuns.
So you did go to a Catholic school?
I
then?
did, yeah, till 6th grade.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. And you remember praying with the nuns?
Yeah, and there were some that were so excited about it. Like, they were like, yes! Not everybody felt that way.
Okay.
For sure, not everybody felt that way.
Yeah.
And so then we came out of the Catholic Church and started in a Christian church, and we ended up landing somewhere where I stayed through my teen years and my 20s, 30s as a young mother. And we were all learning together the same kind of passion. Like, we were just really hungry to know and to understand the fullness that was available through Jesus. And so, I mean, we grew up together, like teaching each other and learning together. And they were a good community. They were a really good community. I love them very much.
Was it close by here?
Yep, they were all up in Manchester.
So how did you journey down to...
Okay, so, we had been there for years, and I was in leadership in different roles there, and I just had such hunger for, like, I wanted to know more about healing. Like, I always believed in healing since I was a child, but my experience didn't line up with what I knew to be true or should be true. And other things like prophecy, those kind of things.
So supernatural.
Supernatural.
Gifts. Yeah.
And the church that I was in absolutely believed in those things, but we weren't experiencing it, except for, like, there was that other renewal, the Toronto renewal. And we all enjoyed that, and it just, we were running for it. Like, but it wasn't something that we got a lot of instruction about, and even though my pastor did believe in those things, like, we didn't see a lot of it experientially.
Okay.
And so, and I didn't have any plan to like leave the church that I was in. Like I said, I loved them so much,
Sure.
and we were all a family. But I do remember being in church one Sunday and listening to the message and hearing God say, it's going to be harder for you to stay than it is going to be for you to go. And I was like, oh, okay. And so my husband and I talked about it, and we decided we were going to take a sabbatical after a lot of prayer. We were going to do that. And we didn't know where else to go. And it felt weird kind of visiting other churches. And there was a lot of emotion at that time, too, because...
How long had you been going to the church at that point?
Since I was 12, and I was, 47? Yeah, it was probably many, many years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And anyway, we decided to come down here because we had some friends that had started coming. Simone, I know you.
Yes.
Simone actually went
Very
to the same
sweet.
church that I.
You did.
We were at the
Okay.
same place.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I can see that.
yeah. And let's see, we knew people that had come down here and gotten involved in Sozo or had gone to the Faith School of Supernatural Ministry.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we were like, well, let's go there. And so we came down on a Sunday, and I just couldn't stop crying through the whole service. And it just felt like the word was just going exactly right to my heart. Wow. And I remember it was weird because Pastor Darrell, he said, who wants a word? And I put my hand up as fast as I could. Never since has he done that. Like, it was so random and weird that he did that, but I was like, hey! And he didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but he gave me a prophetic word, and it was like right on target. And so we ended up coming back here for all of the meetings during that sabbatical time, and just feeling like it felt like the right fit. So we made the move to come, and it's traumatic because you're leaving behind people that you love, and but
and
it
that
just
was
felt like
how
we
long
needed
ago?
to keep going.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. So about 8 years ago.
8, 9 years somewhere.
Yeah. So.
So obviously you haven't regretted the move.
No, I
since
mean, I
then.
still miss that family.
Sure.
And when I started to come here, I felt a little bit disoriented and sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
There was definitely a grieving process that was going on.
Yeah.
And I wanted so much to have that family.
That I think is beautiful because that's what it feels like here.
Yeah.
But you've obviously helped cultivate that because of
I
what
hope
your
so.
passion to make people feel like that they're welcome.
I really hope so because I'm a super introvert and yeah.
So you bring up a really good point for people that are coming into the environment. So, and you're part of the hospitality team. How do you do that on, let's say on a Sunday morning? Because maybe people wouldn't come during the week or during
Right.
other things, but they would come on a Sunday morning because that's typically when people come to church.
Right.
So do you and your team, do you have like a certain, do you watch for people? Like,
No, and I have to admit I'm really bad at that. I'll be completely honest, and probably people might laugh or think badly of me to hear this, but for a long time when I started coming to this church, after worship we have like 20 minutes where, leadership will say, let's spend some time getting to know each other. I would head outside because
Wow.
I'm like, I cannot walk up to a stranger.
You're actually bringing up something. Thank you for bringing this up, and we can edit this out if it doesn't work out later. But can I say, you're hitting on something though that I think is very prominent in the Western church worldwide. Not just, I say Western church worldwide. Here in America anyway, the churches that I've been a part of, both on the West Coast and the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
it is difficult. I'm actually an
yeah.
introvert myself.
Are you?
I totally
Because
am.
you seem so
I don't
outgoing.
see it. I know, but I am literally, that takes a big, so for you saying you step out, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I was a part of Bethel. And so we would be told that we have to go back and actually engage with the crowd. But I would find me and my pastor friends would wind up being in the front talking to each other because it's much more comfortable to do that than to go out and start meeting strangers because I'm not a surfacey type person.
Right.
So I'm not like, oh, hi, how are you? And then
I
move
know.
on. That just drives me nuts.
And I'm so bad at remembering names and
that's very common.
really bad. And I also just I don't even really know what to say. So I have a lot of compassion for people that feel the same way.
Yes.
I would like to say I was better at that. And I'm trying to grow and come out of my comfort zone, and that's kind of why I said yes to doing this interview.
I know.
It's not my thing.
And again, thank you for saying yes, because I think this actually helps other people to know, hey, that's uncomfortable for me too.
Right.
The person coming in and the people that are trying to welcome, but they don't want to seem fake or phony. And so what do you say?
I know.
Hi, are you new here? Nope, I've been going here for 15 years. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I know. It's so true. It's so true. It's
Would you say your name is again?
you kind of know the people that are around you. But I will say that being involved in the different teams here has given me it has developed friendships and relationship. And so now, say all the people on the hospitality team, I love them. I know I could call on them for anything and they'd be there. You know what I mean? There's just what is that? It's like a comfort level and an easiness, but it sprung out of the relationship. And this, I could say the same for the healing room team or the sozo team or the worship team. In my interactions with them, you kind of start to get to know people a little bit more.
Yeah. So
I guess in some ways, it's come from being involved in some things, but I'm still awful, and I need to get over onto the left side of the church and learn some more people's names.
So let me key in on something here and encourage everybody that's watching. It's literally someone who leads up the hospitality that has a little bit of a problem sometimes and going and reaching up. It isn't bad. It's the reality of where we're at. And it sounds, oh my gosh, this is horrible. But actually the truth, and I so appreciate, and we can edit this out if you feel uncomfortable later, but let me just tell you that's so real in so many people. I myself have a very difficult time going and reaching out to someone who is a stranger. But don't we believe that the enemy is trying to do something, and we're saying we don't want that to happen? So I am willing to lead the hospitality when I'm a quiet person. I am willing to come and sit in front of a stranger, and we have no idea who's going to watch this. Maybe no one, but God is. And what it does is it reveals what's inside of us of going, actually, that does sound bad. I'm going to do something about it. And it becomes, that's where the vulnerability in family, that the very thing that you love to do. I would imagine your kids would say my mom was very hospitable.
They probably don't have the same fond memories because I dragged them to too many things.
Maybe so. But the truth is, that's who you are, Lisa. And that is something that people coming into the environment are just as nervous because they don't know if they're even going to be seen. And we know that people, especially those that are quiet, we do want to be seen. Maybe not in a public way like that, but we want to connect. Because that's the way God made us. And you're bringing up such a beautiful point of how that actually is difficult for everyone.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But when I look around Faith Worship Center, and I'll tell you, sometimes I still feel a little bit overwhelmed. But if I look at person by person, I can be like, oh yeah, I really love her, or and I can say that about each person, and quality people, just like that have so much treasure inside them. And when I spend time with them, I can feel life flow. I can feel like deep calling to deep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, beautiful.
But again, it's like when I look at the group, it's terrifying. But if I can just look at the person.
You're hitting on something here again that's beautiful, Lisa, and thank you for bringing that out. If we were all, Paul says this, an eyeball, how awkward would that look? But because we are all a part of the body, I used to say, a lot of times I would tell people, I feel like I'm the nose hair here at Bethel, right? Everybody has a part to play. And the beautiful thing about actually seeing an individual instead of the whole group and being overwhelmed, I can't go up to everybody, but you can go up to that one person. And you're connecting to that one person. I know since I've started meeting you guys through this avenue, I'm like, I go to church and I'm like, oh, Sam, oh, Jess, oh, Lisa, and I actually see somebody that I connected with that I didn't have before. And I think it's a beautiful view of how God made all of us to come together, and we're all very different. Like, it's a very different thing to go up to somebody that you're familiar with and then go up to a complete stranger, because you don't know what you're going to open up. I don't even know if I want to get to know this person, right? But we're also stopping the beauty of meeting one of God's kids. And we all God's children.
Exactly.
And when you meet them, if they're a different color, or if they're a different age, or if they're a different gender, getting that out of the way and seeing the individual, like you just said, as the individual they are, that changes everything.
And I think it's important too to be able to let people see us in our weakness.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Because I think some of the angst is feeling like I don't fit. Like I don't have anything to offer, and I don't have anything worthy to say, and I don't fit. And really, I think if everybody was honest, I think we all deal sometimes with insecurity and self-doubt, and maybe even self-loathing at some point.
You preaching to the choir now.
I mean, no, for real. Like, I know the battles that go on in my own mind on the day-to-day, and even when I come to church and I'm with other believers, I have my own internal battles. And sometimes I look at someone and I think, I hope they're not feeling like I'm feeling. And that's part of the hospitality team, because I want to gather and be like, listen, we're on the same page. Like, I don't feel qualified for anything I'm doing. But if we don't feel qualified together, then at least we're a team.
Beautiful.
And we'll do the best we can.
Beautiful.
And we'll help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a long way to go.
Don't we all?
For real.
Don't we all? So you obviously have a couple of children.
Yes,
that are
I have
grown.
3 children. Yep, my oldest, my beautiful Rachel, she's 20. I was gonna say 26. That's my middle one. Rachel's gonna be 32, and then my Anna is 26, and Noah, my youngest, just graduated, and so he's 18.
Nice.
He's still at home, but he's very independent, so he's always gone, and I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that empty nester feeling.
Yeah. So how long have you been married?
33 years. We
Beautiful.
celebrated 33 years in July. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So.
And Bob is his name.
Yeah, my husband. Bob.
We'll have him, the next interview we have, we're going to work out a schedule to get him out here too.
And he would laugh if he heard us talking about this, because he knows that I'm an introvert, but he says, but then you go to church and you're hugging people. And I'm like, I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, just like you told me, you seem so outgoing. No, I'm an introvert. But you learn how to actually take that and turn it around. Just like you said, I hope other people don't feel this. So then you are intentional about reaching out to people,
Right.
which is so beautiful. So you can take a weakness and turn it into a strength.
Yeah.
But we all are still working through a process of it. I think that's beautiful. And I think, since you have been a part of the faith worship community, what your gift is to include people. And so you helping out or even running the Pizza Sundays, no matter whose idea it was, taking it to the level, because I've participated in that and have felt this is awesome.
That's good. I'm so glad you feel that way.
When you actually look at Jesus and his disciples, a lot of times they were either going to eat a meal together, or they were eating a meal together, or they were just leaving a meal together. And the Jewish community is very keen on food. And gathering.
It's a love language.
It is a love language.
It is.
So we're capturing the Bible. We're living in Bible times, if you will. And so what you have cultivated, it does. It feels so great. And everyone that serves or is working it, your team, I would imagine, everybody's smiling, and
they're good people.
they're just awesome.
And they love it.
People.
They love helping. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But they do love it.
Who goes and gets the pizzas?
Oh, usually my husband Bob and Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark Wolf. Yeah, they usually go together, and they've got it all down to a system, and they come back with their 30 boxes, sometimes more, of pizza. So we have a good time.
And then who brings all the sweets?
Oh, well, that's usually a combination. A lot of the people on the hospitality team will make things, and then sometimes people from the community. Like if you've had Diane's brownies, people pitch in and they're delicious.
Those brownies are awesome. Diane's brownies, very cool.
I don't want to give up all our secrets, but the hospitality team may have to sneak one brownie before everybody comes in. We got to make sure we get one before they're all gone.
You should. You deserve that, and you've earned that. So being in the community and as involved as you are in the hospitality part, tell me just briefly about that COVID period.
Oh,
how did that do for you personally?
Oh, that was a weird time. I mean, part of me enjoyed the rest. At that time of our life, there was a lot going on. I worked several part-time jobs at the same time.
Oh wow.
And was involved in a lot of extra stuff too, like either ministries or I was serving on a board, and there was a lot going on, and I felt like COVID was kind of a gift. I know not everybody feels like that, but I got to be at home with my family.
Interesting.
It was like everything stopped. We got chickens, which has always been a dream of mine.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had my kids close. We also had an international student here with us from Vietnam at the time.
Wow.
And it was very new, and he couldn't speak the language very well at all. I didn't know that until he got here. But we made it work. But it felt like a lull from the storm of our life at the time. And then coming back together after COVID was painful for me because I had been allowed to be alone, which is kind of sometimes where I feel the best.
Yep.
And then coming back together was a challenge. And I have to consciously make myself try to be in community because it's not natural for me now. I mean, like, I know God can do a work in me and stuff like that, but I do know that He has shown me time and time again how much we need each other. And I feel like in 2025, most stuff is online. I know there's been a shift, and most people, it's easier to do church online because you don't have to travel. It's less of a time commitment. You can watch it anytime you want. But there's something to be said for being together because we really need what each other has, and it's not the same. It's not the same without each other. It feels a lot like a music piece. Just one instrument can be so beautiful. Like, I think of a cello, and it moves me to hear a cello play.
I love the cello.
But man, you put it with piano, and you put it with something else, and then it's like coming alive, and then the praise, the song is getting bigger. And I feel like that's kind of what we are as people, and the enemy is trying to keep us apart from each other and trying to divide us with, all these polarized topics of politics and, health related things and, culture. He's just trying to keep us apart. It's so easy to just want to slip back and disappear and let that happen. But I know that the life is when we're together.
Beautiful. If you could change, not necessarily Faith Worship Center, but if you could change the church as a whole, what would you target? What would be the first thing?
Okay, I would say authenticity. Like, I would want to see it all, like the mess and the realness of it. Like, we're all going through things. Some things are really hard, and yet, like you said, when you come to church, sometimes it feels like it's not like putting on a face, but it's not like you can keep your heart on your sleeve either, and you're just trying to, like, everybody's just trying to pull it together and come. But like, I would love it if we could all get to the comfort level where we can be like real brothers and sisters, and you let your brother and sister see you in maybe not polished ways and in the realness, because I think we have to be able to watch and share the journey that other people are going through, because we need it. We need it so much. And I remember there was one time, it might have been last year, Pastor Daryl got up and he was preaching, and he was really vulnerable, and he was sharing some things that he was going through at the time and what God was doing with him. And that was what I needed to hear.
Wow.
I need to see the realness of people going through things with God, and what is God saying to you in that struggle that you're having? Because I need that answer for me, instead of being like the perfect Christians. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think the world is tired of it. I think the world is tired of the face of the Christian church and just wants the reality of Jesus, who is so simple and so not polishy. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes. he's furious and sweet and strong and every emotion in between, and we need that. And I would love to see that represented in the church.
Wow.
If I had my say.
Yeah, you do have your say, and you just said it beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, that was very well articulated, very well put. Because probably a lot of people, maybe not all, but a good majority of people feel the same way. Particularly, it seems, the younger generation.
Yeah, that's so true.
They're done being lied to.
Yeah, and they will make no bones about exposing hypocrisy or
Yes.
something that's inauthentic.
Yes.
And I think it's great. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes
It's hard.
It's hard and it's harsh the way that it happens, but like, yeah, they don't want to be placated, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them for that at all.
Yeah.
I really hope that when my children and grandchildren look at me, that they're going to see somebody who wasn't pretending.
That's beautiful.
I just don't want to do that.
Yeah. So would you say since COVID, the church has awakened?
Oh,
Not woke,
yeah.
but the true church, has it awakened?
I think that there's stuff springing up all over, but I don't know if people know. You know what I mean? I think the church has given Jesus a really bad name.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
Whoa. Back up the train.
I'm sorry, that was harsh.
No, it was beautiful because what you said, and maybe it didn't get picked up by the microphone. Repeat what you just said a little louder.
I just sometimes think that Jesus has been given, the church itself has given Jesus a bad name. Or given that.
All right, so I had to fix the phone, and we're just going to wrap this up really quick because I don't want to miss it, because I ran out of storage on my phone. Anyway, you hit on something that the church is giving Jesus a bad rap, and I agree 100%. You didn't say anything you shouldn't have said.
Okay.
It was beautiful because we do have a mandate to be the church, and stop thinking about it being a facility that we meet at, which is a part of the church. But the bigger part is us.
Mm-hmm.
We are the living stones. And that's what I really appreciate what you said. And it's beautiful. And thank you for this interview.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been awesome. See, these they're hidden gems. Y'all got to come and get to meet these people. I'm falling in love with every one of you guys that I'm just getting to know better and better. So thank you again, Lisa, for being
so much for
real.
having me.
And isn't she a gem? All right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you on the next Hidden Gems podcast. Bye.